Fine. Good morning back to you again. Disturbance due to producer due to some problem. Again, I'm not able to share some files, so it's no problem. I'm trying to continue, of course, with your cooperation. I'm going with you all like this, and this I'll say means I'm not well. Again, field engineering issue, and let us see how can we face it. We have to face it one by one, and I think I can do it. I would do it. It's no problem. Now again same thing. It's not changing anything. I'll talk on this issue, which is very much issue. That is, I'm not even taking back this. I don't know why. So well, it is. You can say it is like same thing. I'm taking. It's not working. Some files are missing, I think. What's happening here? It's different, I'll just briefly talk this again because no use. Every time I have to change this file. It's really, I should say, works related to system, works related to quality is part of life. You have to see this with every viewpoint. You can read these titles. You can read these titles and you can say I'm not wasting your time, sorry. I don't waste your time. And it's, you can say, works, acts, quality. Works, acts, quality. And then method statements, analysis. Time is independent. Sorry, it is missing. Time is independent. And you can say cost is dependent. Risks are revealed. Thinking is a must. And opportunities. Improvements. Plan to check again spelling mistake, error. Improve study. That's very important part. Do synthesis applications, improvement, check, improve, study, analysis. You have to conduct all this. You can say, do synthesis, it's like that. Works, acts, quality. You can say, improvement, plan, and check. What is works, acts, quality? Plus, I am stressing on that. Well, works are works, works acts, I say, works acts. Just like say we act something, we do something for someone. Actions are actions. Actions are actions, right? Works are works. Methods are methods. Now we say works, acts, quality. What does it mean? Every activity is work. Every item is work. But all stages in work, all stages must be quality oriented. must be quality oriented. That is main part. How can it differ? It cannot differ at all. If you don't think of process of work, sequence of work defines quality. Means there may be one act, there may be one activity, there could be one event. That event is dependent on other events in sequence or in parallel. And each event, each activity, each sub-activity of that activity must have some quality criteria. That criteria is permanent one or temporary one. Quality says it should be for workmanship, can be temporary. For result, for product, it can be permanent. Temporary work or preparatory work, you can say temporary work, we say scaffolding, access ladder, access stair, supporting system of this scaffolding. There must be complete transfer of temporary loads from scaffolding down to ground. If there is an error in that, this can result in collapse of scaffolding. You may say accidental collapse, or you can say no provision of consideration of design in that. Though it's scaffolding, it's very temporary activity, but it can lead to loss of life, loss of material. It is the same value if you say collapse of a structure, if temporary scaffolding fails. Similarly, if you say you are working for preparatory activities like formwork makeup and installation, that is temporary activity. If formwork is not lined properly, if formwork is not labeled properly, if formwork is not supported properly, this can result in either defective work, or if some system loses supports, this work during concrete can collapse, which also leads to loss of life. Loss of life doesn't mean only when structural collapse. Structure collapses, but temporary and preparatory works can also support accidents. So all these works are quality related, but do we consider that? Design is one part of life, of structure, but quality of that design, prosecution, is another part. So works, you can say in gross sense, works and their acts, works and their acts, and relational quality plus. It doesn't cost you to think that way. It doesn't cost any extra material or extra input to care about that, because whosoever pays for this item must have included your thinking value, supervision value. These have been done. Because These acts must be which are missing and which may not be missing depends. This must be a part of your statements, method statements. This must be part of method statements. This must be part of analysis. When we say method statements, it doesn't mean method of permanent work. This means method of all activities. All activities which are to be carried out on site. These activities must be corrected, must be related. We must understand that point. If you don't understand that point, we miss something we should not miss. And I say again, analysis. Analysis is not joke. Analysis is no joke. It's something worth. It has to be done. It has to be done, or somebody has done it, you have to follow it. But it must be in picture. Every method statement is based on many analysis. There can be no method which goes without analysis. I can't take responsibility of some error which somebody else has done. But if I am responsible for project, it's my responsibility to worry about that, to concern about that, and to must have that responsibility, must have that one. If I don't care about that, I can say I miss something. I certainly miss something, and that something must be something else. It's always easy to pinpoint mistakes of others. It's always easy, but it's always difficult to search oneself. My statement, my talk is very different. You may consider is talking in air. I am talking because I am not finding what should be done on site. I am not able to see, particularly current generation and some old generation too, not being serious about quality. Quality and designs move together. Quality and construction move together. If you go without that, you shall certainly miss something. Design and analysis are related. Theory and analysis are related. Construction and mechanism is related. Mechanism, analysis and quality is related. Quality stands everywhere. Just like we say, quality of a person is also question mark. If I am talking to you, I don't have quality understanding. If I don't have methods understanding, if I don't have analytical understanding, I am no one to have share of thoughts with you. I am no one to give you some talk. I have right to give you talk only when I understand it. I have a right to confer with you if I have a basis, certain basis that's give me something. This part is very clear, must be clearly understood. When I say you analyze something, I mean it. If I don't analyze, I am no one to comment on that. Whole universe is based on certain analysis and then combinations of all those, amalgamation of all those analysis results into one, which is you can say, or I should say, which is you can say, I say synthesis, synthesis. Your project delivery is synthesis, synthesized item. So much is included, so much has been included into that delivery from all these aspects. All aspects where? Aspects from feasibility, through design, through construction, and close of project. That is what we say, close of project. Project closer. Not just what we like to say, it's really worth like that. If we understand that, we can do a lot. And if we don't understand that, we can't do anything. Applications. What does it mean? Applications of what? How do applications come into picture? Are these innovative? Or these are conferencing? Or these are converging? Or these are meeting based on many other acts into one? Many other analysis and their consequences into one. You are going to apply something which you have worked upon, you have thought upon, you have calculated. That application is yours. You have to do this. Right? You have to do this. And for that, and if that's real point. That's real point if you do that. Well, I think we should have this idea. If I don't care for that, then I think I do, somewhere else I go, I don't do justice to myself. Frankly speaking, we say in planning, plan, do, PLA and plan A is by mistake here, don't worry about that. Plan, do, check, improve. Plan, do, check, improve. We say that. It's important point, plan, do, check, improve. You can't run away from that. It has to. Improvements. As an engineer, it's my duty to enjoy risks. I should say enjoy risks rather than say respond to risks. If I can't enjoy risks, I can say that it's not worth. It's not worth. It must be worth. Risk. What is risk? Tell me. After all, why should I worry about risk? Life itself is a risk. Education itself is a risk. Work is a risk. Profession is a risk. Investment of money is a risk. Not Taking care of your body health is risk. Where is no risk? When you are flying, it's risk. When you are driving, it's risk. So you can say, even you walk on the road is a risk, right? Walk on road, you walk. Risks do exist everywhere. Of course, you can say power of that risk could be vary. It's nothing new that in our occupation, in our profession, and that too of construction and designs, there is a risk. When you design something, there's a risk also. You are designing, maybe you are designing good, maybe bad, or it may be excellent, but when it goes to others' control, it becomes, poor. What shall you do? After all, your risk was there. You try to do your best, but other guy doesn't understand this. And there's a long gap between two. Maybe your work is done in one country and that's implemented in another country. You can't be there dedicated. You may instruct, you may advise, but other end is different. So what I mean to say, risks cannot be avoided. If you think you can avoid risk, well, I think this is misconception. Yes, risks can be understood. Just like some designer used to say, don't think of design first. Don't think of design some structure first. Think of what this structure is. Design shall be done. It is calculation. It is input values. It is, what you call modeling, and modeling based off input values, and further analysis is done by software based on your input, and you get final results. That is process of designing. But ultimately there is risk involved. That risk is that your design may not be implemented properly. Because value of thinking is different. One side engineer thinks I must move very fast. I have to deliver this project on this date, and that engineer is bound. And there is no way out. It's not because engineer is wrong, engineer is at fault. It's contractual mandate. Do you have to deliver this project? So what happens? Due to many restrictions, many restrictions, that date is not achievable, but it is to be achieved. So risks are many risks are there. Like you can say, some material may not be procured in time. It's a risk factor. May not be available. Some materials which have been defined, some materials which are defined are out of production. Some experts are not available. There are so many issues. But if we anticipate that risk much advance, for example, some material may be so important that it would take more than project time to procure it. What is the solution for that? This we have to understand much before then contracts are done. If I understand that this material won't be available in this contract time, and after all I am owner, I have to think based on recommendation by my professional. What is to be done in that regard? We must say, advanced thinking, even the project has been decided, advanced thinking of that project is significant, and it is a must. Thinking, a must. And these risks which are sometimes unclear. When these are clear, and we can claim that we have solved these risks or overcome these impacts, because when you solve it, you overcome this. So you cannot say this is risk then, because that risk you could solve, and once it is solved, it cannot stay as risk and becomes opportunity. That becomes opportunity that we have to understand. That becomes an opportunity. What sort of opportunity is that? It's completely different. It's completely different. But thinkings, when I say thinkings, I mean multiple thinking. Thinkings brought you to that level where you do not care for this risk. I'll handle with that. I need to handle. Now, opportunity that has come out of risk is very important, because this opportunity shall give you benefit. This can give you advancement, and this can give you whatever you wish. It's important point. It's very important point. What sort of advantage we are taking from that? That's very important point here, I should say. That's very important point of risk. What is this here? Why it's going in the wrong way? I don't know. I just try to put that as come down. No. What reason is there? Oh my God. How it's happening? See, it's happening. Well, my mistake. I'm changing this actually. My mistake. Oh, what's happening here? Really? Came like this. So, dear friends, what I was saying. My talk is not about risk, but this one point. Opportunities can promote you. Opportunities you can learn, you can avail. You can find more methods out of opportunity. When you think of that, that is called change to new one, change to next level. Or you can find more points from there after risk is resolved, and you can move further and further, and that is point which is important. Improvements, because you say I planned, I checked, did I check? You improve that. What is that improvement? Improvement based on your check, your doing. You have done job, you faced a number of problems, and you recorded them. Maybe you say, I did not consider this. Had I considered this, I would have got this. Yes, that is possible. There is nothing wrong with that. You could do that. You missed something, you could do that, and that would have helped you. When you miss something on that project, and you discover that you missed something, And when you complete that, means you fill in that missing, you find some answer. You can find. You can find, you can make them as you are. You can consider this a lesson. You study those analysis, missing analysis or over analysis, and you got some information from them. And that's called improvement, and that is study based improvement. You have to study each and every point yourself. There's no one who shall teach you. That's also very important. Nobody shall teach you. You have to learn yourself everything, and that's benefit of project. That's benefit of whatever project, design project or construction project. In construction project, you learn practicality. You learn how to do best job, how to do a job in rational way and also in acceptable practical way. That acceptable practical way can becomes your reference, your learning reference, lesson you learn or lesson you teach. Those list of lessons changes your procedure to further improvement and can impact on time and cost of project. You all time write more statements and write more experience. Then if you do that, those people who frame these sentences, frame these requirements, they will believe you and trust you, and this makes you a person of competency, person of consistency, consistent person, competent person. That point is like that. If I say I got it, means I got it. No to say no. Purpose of today's brief talk is very different. I have given some titles here which are very common and you know all them. I explained to you in last talk also, but because this is not projected talk, it's projected one, and technically works or acts, and acts depend on quality, and also quality depends on acts, both. Quality is such a word which can be fit in everywhere, which can be fit in your how best your office is. Best doesn't mean furniture. Best means how healthy your office is, how healthy your working space is, how best it complies with HSE requirement, health, safety and environment requirement, how best does it equalize with you can say ergonomics of your office. And this ergonomics which you want to understand for yourself, for your office, for your related offices, coordinated offices, and this must be with your people. They must know what best way they should do work, which is part of ergonomics. How to set up yourself for some activity in relevance to your energy you have. How is best way you must be least tired. How best way you must spend least energy and get best results, maximum results. All this come under quality knowledge. We have quality knowledge or we don't have quality knowledge. That is a point. If we have quality knowledge, we can understand a lot. And quality moreover is not fixed. You cannot say this is quality book, don't go beyond that. Yes, that could be a book within some scope, but quality has a lot of scope. Just like specifications we say, Oh, this is a specification. You have to follow that. Yes, that specification is fine. You have to follow that specification. But is that end of a specification? No, answer is no. That confined limit in a specification is something that we have to understand. Confinement is one part. Confinement. But that's not every part. Confinement is one part. We can expand, we can enlarge that confinement, or we can reduce that confinement. And this depends on how do you want that. At least time is affected. So that's also quality, you can say. When you work out some duration of a contract and you say, I want to finish this duration of a contract. I will do this job in this contract. And you must then have kept all specifications, all quantity related thing in such a way that that work must be covered, or you have to work out time for that contract, or time is fixed and you have to work out how this contract is done, because both way resources are affected, cost is affected, everything is affected, and rush to job is affected. You need shifts in some cases to complete that job, but shifts do not mean everything. As I said last time, that we have to understand time factor. Time factor, cost factor, quality factor, and risk factor are all related. You say, no, I have plenty of time. It seems you have plenty of time, but actually it's not plenty of time. You may say, oh, I have 2 years to complete that project, 3 years to complete that project, and you relax. I should say, this is foolishness. How can you relax? Oh, we have 2 years, no problem. We can manage this project. We have plenty of time. No, it's not plenty of time. It's only time, not plenty of time. I think we should understand like this. This person can give quality. Yes, this person can quality and shall give certainly. But what shall that person give? Or shall that be right or not right? How do you know? Question is interaction. Okay, I am going to do something, but what I am going to do, you cannot know before I do. You cannot know before I do. Then how can you be sure that I will do it? How can you be sure of that? That insurance is very important point here. That insurance has to come from your assumptions. That must come from method statement. Like I say, it's like medium. It's like reporting. It's like proposition. Method statement. It's a kind of proposition, you can say. I intend to do this way. Maybe I think I am right, but maybe you think you are not right. Or maybe you think, no, it's different. But responsibility of doing lies with the person who is doing, in capacity of contractor, capacity of whatever. That is service provider, that's work provider. That person would do it. If that person would do it, why you worry? Why should I worry? If that person is going to do it, why should I worry? That's the point. I shouldn't worry. Rather, I should depend on the person. But you think, is simply dependence is okay? Okay, I assume I depend on you and I assume you are right, you will do it, I trust you. Yes, trust is one part of engineering. Trust, but trust built of logical trust. It's not simply trust. Just like we say responsibility or risk and calculated responsibility and calculated risk. Just like we say logical trust or calculated trust. We trust not because of sentiments, no. We trust because of past experience. That this person has capacity to deliver and this person, whatever commits, does it. That is, that is definition of trust. But that person is a part of project. You too belong to that project. Whatever is done on project should be in agreement of both. So how that agreement should come? What I want to do something, or what a person wants to do something on site, that person must have actions. What actions are required, what sequence is required, and what all disciplinary controls are required. That person should tell. And that person can tell only in writing. If that person cannot write, then first of all that person is not in that position. And even if that person should give a better writing, simple writing, they can give. That trust building is very important part of profession. I should not say that method statement is everything. No, it's not everything, but it is something. On any project, on whatever project you do, in buildings particularly, you will find 40, 50, 60 methods are mandatory because these are activities based methods and these sometimes are more than some methods. That is a very important point. How many methods should we evolve, or you have to regularize some methods and see you follow that. Now, those which can be regularized, those can be said, no, you have to follow this. That becomes type of work specification. Means you do not want to reveal to someone for their purpose. That point we have to understand very well. Method statement can be defined as a statement, or you can say method is defined as a written document that defines procedure, that elaborates ways how that work should be done by that party. And if there is the error in that, okay, then we can say method statement is drafting. We say statement elaboration of procedure you have to follow, and this must be checked by someone, your peers check, you can say, by experts or peers who also know that system, who understand there could be different sequences, there could be different methods, technologies that must be defined for that project. simply that procedure is a must. Known procedure and technology is a must on that. That's very much, you can say, required. Now we have to go further on the statements that the person who writes the statement, the person who checks this statement or reviews this statement, revises the statement, both are equally qualified and they should agree on that. They should speak same language and it's important that it should be within prescribed limits of quality and specifications applicable for that project. It's very important part. Method, writing or thinking, both are different. Because the method writing, which includes thinking, or somebody has to teach others. We have to move further on to analytical part of this. And time. Time is a very important part, because if you don't finish project in time, you can be imposed with penalty or damages. So time is very important part which cannot be defied until you get more time. And risks are revealed: time risk, cost risk. Delaying project procurement is cost risk, or non-availability of material must be recorded. Moving out on sites, on works, frequently, it isn't possible. Well, to be very frank, we have to consider these small points, but these are very explanatory points. We have to be with them always. And analysis, you can say study analysis and improve analysis, study analysis, do whatever you can on projects. It's very important part. It's brief description I tried to give you because there's some problem. I want to continue another. I'll see how to solve this problem using some other camera. Maybe this camera is not taken care, probably. Would like to do that. Now, I think we should close it and see what to do. How can it be done better way? Better is always better. Better is best, you can say. So we have to take care of this. Sure, we should take care. I say engineering is only engineering when it is done properly. No compromise. Engineering, concrete is concrete, and you can't play with concrete. Mostly construction engineering is dependent on concrete, dependent on concrete blocks, dependent on hollow solid blocks, dependent on something. Concrete plays very important role in our part. And no two mixes are same. That's also true. Though these are worldwide, but no two batches are same in every structure. There are hundreds of bases, hundreds of batches, around thousands of batches. It's a building, there are thousands of batches. One batch generally you can say one cement bag. You can say one cement bag gives you point. 6 cement bags, for example, you take 6 cement, 1 cubic meter. You can say about 0.16 of half cubic meter you can get in one bag. And no 1.16 cubic meters same. There was some difference, some non-uniformity, some heterogeneity in that batch, in every batch, but limits are same. Our limits of what should be tolerance is same, range is same. That's why we assume that. So question of that quality is mostly everything is same. It's not possible, but within that limit we have to be happy. Otherwise there is no way you can have that problem, that solution. It's very much true that we should understand that point. That point is very much understandable if you understand that. That must be and should be. We can't say no to that fact of life. I wanted to share more documents but something is not sometime possible. It's not in that case. Because of this, I wanted to share more files I have, but because today I'm not able to do that, I'll try another one, or I'll try to change this camera program or something. That we see US problem lies in. This was so easy so far that was taking care of many documents together to combine in one, or some file we're missing. I don't know what reason is. Reason is important everywhere, and we can learn from this also. It's also a part of engineering, and engineering not only civil now. Civil is the mother of all engineering, and without civil you cannot do anything. That's also true. It's also true, we can't do anything without civil engineering, and we must keep ourselves intact with that. Maybe today I'm in relaxed mood because I'm not able to do what I wanted to do. I'll come back again in this same scenario with some, or I use another computer. I don't know what to do with that. Something has to be done. In past I produced many professional videos with many documents put together. Of course, same software. We did a lot of that, but no issue. Sometime some attempt must be made, and same thing happens in engineering quality. We must try to do as much as possible, because we know we have to set some limits. That's where we can stand together. That limit is defined or undefined. It can be, but we have to stand together to understand that. Of course, nothing is impossible. Engineering construction is brilliant work if we do it with complete confidence, but that confidence must be earned first. Just confidence is not enough. We have to earn that. We have to earn that, and we have to earn that and learn that. Learn and earn. Confidence is very important for an engineer. Otherwise, if you are not confident, I think you should not take yourself to that level where you want to go. Confidence building is very important in engineering projects, in construction projects, in design projects. That confidence is a part of your process. This confidence is a part of your understanding. That confidence is a part of your interpretation, or you can say what you can decide based on confidence. Confidence is a powerful tool. If you don't have, if you must have, and if you don't have them, I think engineering doesn't work. Engineering should be perfect. Otherwise, you can't get functional engineering, you can't get professional engineering, you can't get advanced engineering. Engineering that works, that you can't get. It's really big action, critical. We have to go through thousands of documents in engineering, and if you can't learn, you can't commonly understand, it doesn't work. You should understand everything. Try once, second time, third time. If you can't understand, then you have to seek consultancy with someone. Maybe you don't know meaning of that entirely. That's a must. I think it depends from person to person also. It depends on your interest, on your career, what you want to go, where you want to go to. And that's an important point you must understand. Well, let us hope time goes well. I'll try to solve this as soon as possible, see how can it be done. I think you should know. We'll be back sometime we'll back again. I'd like to continue for hours together if I am able to solve that documents issue, because face-to-face talk cannot give you every information, and in Facebook etc. there is no system. I don't find system where my face is shown and also documents are shared with. We're sharing documents is now it's limited one here. That's my problem. I don't know how to solve it. If you have some idea, then you can send to me. It'll be better if you send me your idea. And with that, I'll try to I try to close this talk, this momentary talk. I